Tell me if you relate to this. You've decided to switch your SEO plugin, but you've realized that there's a sharp drop in traffic and rankings. If that is you, we need to talk. The fact is, SEO plugins like RankMath, Yoast, All-in-One SEO, etc. usually come with a migration too. While most of the time they work, sometimes they don't. So I would like to address the possible issues and offer solutions to you in this video. Let's go. I get it. When your site is already ranking, already cited by the AI, and getting traffic, migrating your SEO plugin can be scary. And if something breaks, we go into panic mode. But let's stay calm and figure out what is happening. First things first, you should always back up your site before making any major changes so that if something goes wrong, you can fall back on it. But if you have made the switch and you didn't do a backup, yet something goes wrong, don't panic. It is what this video is about. Let's figure out what exactly is causing it. Now, though this video is made with the goal of helping new RankMath users, it can be applied to any SEO plugins. What I'm sharing are common issues around switching SEO plugins. And if you are a RankMath user, after watching this video, if you still can't solve the problem on your own, feel free to reach out to our friendly support team. They will be happy to help you. And without further ado, let's start with the first common issue causing the drop in traffic and rankings. Now, this issue is not major, but it is something that you should verify. Google does not rely on sitemaps to find or rank pages. They find and crawl pages through internal and external links. And changing SEO plugins and sitemap URLs alone usually does not impact traffic or rankings. However, there are some instances where a broken or outdated sitemap can cause serious problems. Poor internal linking on your site with a ton of orphan pages leading to an over-reliance on the XML sitemap to discover pages, a change in the sitemap URL may cause the issue. And then the crawl budget constraints. If you have a large site, you may have a limited crawl budget from Google. The sitemap of your new SEO plugin might include low quality pages such as the pagination archives URLs, tag pages, parameter or filtered page URLs if you run an e-commerce site, or even image attachment pages which bloat up your sitemap. So with all these added bloat and poor internal linking, your important pages may not be prioritized for crawling. So here's the solution for you. Assuming you have already activated your new SEO plugin, you need to first figure out your new sitemap URL. Usually at the back of your homepage URL, you can add a /sitemap.xml or sitemap_index.xml, and you will see the sitemap of the website. If not, you will have to visit your plugin's documentation to find where it is. For RankMath, you just need to visit its sitemap settings, and the sitemap URL is right here. In case you do not see this sitemap settings on the menu, then all you need to do is just to go to its dashboard, look for the sitemap module and turn it on. Simple as that. The next step is for you to visually validate if your sitemap contains any low quality pages, such as the tag pages, pagination, and all the ones that we have discussed. Visit each of your individual sitemap, scroll through to see if there are any URLs of low quality pages. To make it easy for you, hit Ctrl or Command F to find and enter a question mark. If there is a low quality page, this will help you find parameter or filtered pages. If there's none, you're good to go. And then add /2/ or 3 or 4 or whatever. If you find something on the sitemap, these are usually the URL of paginated pages, which shouldn't be indexed and should not appear on your XML sitemap. And if nothing appears, that's great. And then if you visit the sitemap index, which is the page that compiles all the individual sitemap, and you see a blog or product tag sitemap, if you have a small website, it doesn't really matter. But if you have a large site and you're trying to save on the crawl budget, then you will want to remove the tag sitemaps altogether. Now, if you use RankMath, you will not encounter any of these issues we have mentioned, because by default in the sitemap settings, the tag pages are not included in the sitemap, and then any attachments are not included in the sitemap by default as well. The pagination, filtered, and parameter URLs will not be included in the sitemap by default as well. It is how RankMath is built. And then do not simply rely on the sitemap. If you have lots of orphan pages, you want to add internal links to them. Orphan pages are basically pages where there are no internal links pointing to them. They are like a standalone page, and it is not good for SEO. Your previous plugin might have carried the weight, but with the new plugin, it might be a different story. So how do you identify those orphan pages? You can use a tool called Screaming Frog. It is a program you need to install on your computer, and you have to connect it to your Google Search Console and Analytics for it to find your orphan pages. You can check out this link to understand more. However, if you are a Rank Math Pro user, the process is straightforward. Simply go to your post list, and there is a filter right here. You want to select Orphan Posts and click Filter. And here are all the pages that do not have any internal links pointing to them. You can verify it through this incoming links icon, and we can see that there is 0 links pointing to this page. The same goes for the rest of the pages here. And now, since you have identified those orphan pages, you want to go to your other relevant pages and add internal links pointing to these orphan pages. So do not simply rely on a sitemap alone. Your site needs a strong SEO foundation, and reducing orphan pages is one of the steps. Now, once you have reduced the number of orphan pages and you have verified that there is no low quality URLs in your sitemap, you want to visit your Google Search Console and submit your new sitemap URL. So on your Google Search Console, go to Sitemaps, enter your URL, leaving just the slug. Do not include any .com or whatever because your domain URL is already here, and submit it. And then keep an eye on the sitemap status over the next few days, and make sure that the status is success and that Google is discovering all the pages that are supposed to be indexed. Alright, now let's talk about another possible issue when you switch SEO plugins. Now, your meta title and description are two of the key on-page elements Google looks at to understand your content and decide how to present your page in the search results. While Google doesn't rely on title tag and description alone, a clear, well-crafted title and description help reinforce your page's topic and can significantly influence the click-through rates. So after a change in the SEO plugin, if you find that your meta title and description is missing from your pages, especially your important pages, you need to do something about it. But how do you even know if your page is missing meta title and description? If you don't use Rank Math, you can use Screaming Frog again. You see, I've installed the program on my computer, and now let's input your site's URL and hit start. The tool will crawl up to a maximum of 500 URLs. So if you have a huge site, you may want to consider the paid version of the tool. Now, once the tool has crawled your site, you can click on the Page Titles tab and see if your pages have a meta title. If you spot any pages without a meta title, you want to visit that page and add it. Prioritize your top 10 to 20 most important pages. Especially for pages that are receiving traffic, you want to check them first. The same goes for meta description. If any cell here is missing, you want to visit the page and add it. It is as simple as that. Now, if you use Rank Math, even if you have a large website, it is a simple process, and you do not need external tools. Simply go to your page or post list, hover to the top right and expand the screen options. You will see the SEO title and description checkboxes, and once you have checked them and hit apply, you will see the columns here. Now, as you can see, by default, Rank Math uses these variables, which means it applies a short code that automatically uses your H1 title and identified description dynamically for your SEO title and description. So it is almost impossible to have a blank SEO title and description if you use Rank Math. Plus, if you need help with customizing your SEO title and description, you can leverage Content AI to write them for you if you have subscribed and connected to it. Simply check the post you need to write the SEO title and description, select the option, and hit apply. And in a while, you will see the customized SEO title and description. And now let's say that you want the AI to write the title and description for all your posts, and currently you see the page is only showing 10 items, and if you click this, you are only selecting 10 posts. But what if you have hundreds of pages? So what you want to do is to expand the screen options again and change this to a maximum of 999 and hit apply. So that when you check this again, you are selecting all your posts, at least up to 999. And then you want to select the about actions, write SEO title and description with AI, and hit apply. Depending on how many pages you have selected, if there's not many, then all your pages will quickly have a customized SEO title and description. Alright, now that we have discussed the lesser problems, let's talk about more severe issues. So if you don't know, the Noindex tag is a little piece of code that tells search engines, hey, don't index this page. Sometimes during a plugin switch, this tag can get accidentally applied to pages you want to index. Maybe your old plugin might have a global setting to index all post types, but your new plugin might default to no index for certain low-value post types. Or sometimes the migration tool simply fails to import the page-level index status. Whatever the case, you should work on it to ensure that all pages that is supposed to be indexed are indexable. To check that, again, you can use Screaming Frog. Click on the URL tab, scroll towards the right and check the indexability column. If you see any non-indexable status with a no index tag, assuming this is, and then this page is supposed to be indexed, you want to visit this page and switch it to index. I hope this is clear. Now, if you are a RankMath user, even the free version, you can easily identify no index pages, such as this. You can immediately see it here. This page has a no index tag, but if you do not want to scroll through to find other pages, you can simply click on the filter and select articles no index and hit filter. If you're on a free version, you should see something like this. But anyway, this filter will display all the pages that are with the no index meta tag. And what you can do now to quickly fix it is to click on Quick Edit, and right here under the robots meta, you want to switch it to index and click update. And as you hit filter again, the page should not be here. But if you decide to visit the individual page to change the meta tag, you just have to click on the Rank Maps tab and then click on the advanced icon, and right here you can switch the robots meta tag. Either way works, but I prefer the quick edit method if you have a ton of pages with the tag. Other than that, you can go to your search console, under indexing, click on pages, scroll below and see if there is an issue called excluded by no index tag. Click on that, check out all the URLs and make sure that URLs that are supposed to be indexed does not appear here. If it does, you want to visit the page and change the robots meta. Alright, could the no index tag be the problem after you switch SEO plugins? Let me know in the comments down below, and if it helped, do smash that thumbs up. Next, let's talk about an even more severe issue. If you have been running your site for a while, you probably have some 301 redirects set up to handle all or deleted pages, and when you switch plugins, there is a chance that these redirects get lost, leading to a sea of errors. This is a major issue for SEO if redirects are not migrated properly. If you don't understand what redirects are, you do not know what 301, 302 or 307 redirects are, I highly recommend that you check out this video right here. The link is in the description. The thing is, many SEO plugins have a built-in redirect manager. RankMath has this feature for free, but for others, the Redirections manager is a paid feature. And let's say that you use RankMath and you switch to the free version of Yoast, the redirections may not be ported over during the migration process. And before you switch your SEO plugin, it is important that you export your existing redirections, either for importing to a new SEO plugin or for reference. But if you have no means of getting your redirections information back, then do this. Go to your search console, then go to settings. Open up the cross status report. You want to focus on the buy response card. Look at spikes in other client error, those 400 errors like 404, as well as server error 500 plus issues. If there is a spike in those issues, coupled with a drop in 301 redirects, there is a high chance that the redirects are not migrated correctly. Then if that happens, what you want to do next is to go to pages and look at the issues right here, particularly not found 404, saw 404, redirect error, or blocked due to 400 issues. Manually look through the URLs in those reports. These are URLs Google discovered and tried to crawl, but encountered errors indicating the URLs currently don't serve indexable content. They are prime candidates for redirects. So the next step will be to go to your new plugin's redirection manager and add those redirects to pages that are relevant. Alright, if it is not too late that you can't retrieve your redirections data, then this is what you want to do. there are two methods. One is to use the htxs file, which is a little technical, but if you follow me, it is rather easy. The other way is to use the export or import feature from SEO plugins. Let's first talk about the htxs file method first. Note, you will need to have access to the files in your web hosting server. So if you use the free version of RankMath on your Redirections Manager module, you will have the option to export your redirections to htxs. And as soon as you click that button, you will see that a file has been downloaded to your computer. Open that file with a Word document on Notepad, and you will see the redirection rules. Now, you will use this method only when the redirections fail to migrate from one plugin to another. Do not use this method if the migration works. So you want to Ctrl or Command A to select everything and Ctrl or Command C to copy all the text in the file. And then log into your web hosting server and visit the file manager of your site, and you will see this file called .htxs in your root folder. You want to edit that file. Now make sure that there is no existing mod_rewrite.c rules in the file. If there is none, then right before the end WordPress, you want to paste the copied redirection rules to the file and save the file. This will ensure that the redirects are in place. The other method is if you use the pro version of RankMath, you can visit the Redirections Manager and click on Import and Export. Let's select Export. You can export it as CSV, and the file will be downloaded to your computer. Open up the file and you will see something like this. This CSV file can be used to import into any SEO plugin or redirection manager. So if you want to import redirections to RankMath, you can adopt this format as well. If the format is different, it is fine. RankMath is smart enough to detect the necessary redirections data. If you want to learn more about the import and export feature of RankMath, you can check out this link to read the documentation. To be honest, redirects are the major cause for the sharp drop in traffic and rankings during the switch of SEO plugins, so you have to pay attention to them. Now, on the lighter note, let's talk about the final issue, which is structured data. Structured data, which is also known as schema markup, is the language search engine used to understand your content and display rich results like star rating, recipes, events, etc. Now, typically, even if there is no schema markup on your pages, it doesn't necessarily cause a sharp drop in traffic or rankings. It is almost always an indirect impact. For example, if your pages were ranking at the top and it used to have rich results that in turn resulted in a higher click-through rate, but when the schema is removed from those pages after the SEO plugin switch, if the click-through rate is impacted among other factors, the rankings will be affected. But otherwise, your traffic and rankings should stay unaffected. Either way, we don't want our existing schema markups to be removed when switching SEO plugins, so this is what you would do. The first thing you will want to do is to check whether your top performing pages still have their schema markups in place. If those pages used to show rich results, you'll want to confirm the schema hasn't been removed or broken. You can use a tool from Google called the Rich Results Testing Tool. Now, assuming this is one of your top performing pages, and before you made a switch to your new SEO plugin, it had a star rating rich snippet on the search results. But when you made a switch to a new SEO plugin, and you test the link on the Rich Results Testing Tool, you realize the page do not have any schema markups, or at least the one that brings you the star rating rich results, then you know you need to work on it. Honestly, most SEO plugins will not have such issues after the switch, but if they do, then you will want to read their plugin documentation to find help, or you can reach out to their support team. Otherwise, in RankMath, we have this feature where you can import schema markups from any pages on the web. So if your pages were captured in the Wayback Machine, you can retrieve the schema information from those pages before the switch. So assuming this page has a review rating schema but now it is gone, what you can do is to visit Wayback Machine. This is the link. Paste your URL here and search it. If your page is captured in this tool and it is before you made the switch, you want to click it to visit the history of the page, then right click and view its page source. Ctrl or Command A to select everything, and Ctrl or Command C to copy it. Now head back to the page you want to re-implement your schema markup, go to RankMaths tab, click on the Schema tab, and then Schema Generator. And at the top, click on Import. From here, you want to select the HTML code option and paste the copied codes here. Now hit Process HTML. And now the tool has identified all the schema types from your previous page before the switch. So let's say that the product schema is the one that helps the page gets the rich results. We can click on use. You need to verify all the information is correct, especially the URL. This is the URL from the Wayback Machine, so you have to adjust it accordingly. The same goes here. And then as you scroll down, this is the review rating schema that was helping your page get the rich results. So once you have verified that all the information is accurate, you can click save for this post and the schema will be applied to the page. It is that simple. Of course, after the implementation, you should always check your page on the rich results testing tool to see if there is any errors. Now, to be honest, if you use Rank Math, our schema templates over here is straightforward. So even if you lost your schema information, just click on one of the appropriate templates, input the information to the best of your knowledge, and the schema should work. If you need help with any of our schema markups, we have written and video tutorials that walk you through every single field required. You can check out the links in the description. All in all, schema markups are not the main cause of your rankings or traffic drop after the switch, but it is a good to have, especially if your site previously have schema markups that were working well. So these are the 5 main causes for traffic and ranking drops when switching SEO plugins. If you have any other issues other than the ones we have discussed, let us know in the comments down below. And of course, if you can't solve the issue yourself and you are a Rank Math user, you can always rely on our support staff. We are more than happy to help. And if this video helped, do smash that thumbs up as well. Our channel is all about helping you grow your brand authority and visibility. And if you haven't subscribed to us yet, consider doing so. This is Jack from Rank Math. I'll see you in the next video.